Namaskaram everyone. I just wanted to make a little video talking a little bit about the Siddhi Mastery and what it can do for you. So I used to have a lot of skin issues growing up. Since the age of 4 I was having skin patches and it was called Dermatitis. I have it pretty much even till today, and it would always come and go. It would always be an issue in my life. I would scratch my armpits, and I would also, sometimes wake up from sleep to scratch, or, if things irritated me, I would scratch. If I had a lot of stress at school or at work, I would scratch. If I had like a girlfriend or had a good time, I would not scratch. So it was kind of a psychological thing, but it was also physical. Sometimes if I had slept with, like a feathered pillow or some sort of different kind of material that my skin didn't like, maybe a washing product or certain type of chemically produced cotton, something like that could make me irritated. Different things can make me irritated. Sometimes even just eating the wrong food would irritate me. And I tried many things, different diets. I was on a fat diet for a long time, eating lots of meats. That worked a little bit, but not so well. I tried all kinds of, creams, ointments, you name it. I tried anything I could, and it never really would stay well. It would always be there. And, I kind of gave up on it. At one point, I just thought that's how it is for me. And when I was at the yoga center, I had really bad diarrhea, vomiting, puking, all kinds of stuff. Just kind of what happens when you get to a new country. But in India, it was really bad. I had like all kinds of stuff at the same time. And I went to the doctors there. So they have two types of doctors. They have a normal Western style doctor. They gave me electrolytes, stuff to stop the diarrhea, and they wanted to give me antibiotics. And then they also have what they call Siddhi, which kind of means mastery doctors, and they just look at your nadis, so that's like your energy system in your body, and they touch your wrist, and it's kind of like measuring the pulse, but it's not measuring the pulse, it's measuring the nadis. And they tell you which elemental imbalance you have. And so at the time, they told me I had a imbalance with fire and with wind or air. So that's where the diarrhea came from the air and the wind element that wasn't not in balance. And they said it was a temporary thing and it would go away, and I should not take antibiotics, which I anyways would have probably not taken because I don't like to take this stuff. But it was good that they told me that, because I was having like diarrhea for 2 weeks, and was good that they told me that. So I stayed strong. I didn't take it. But then they gave me stuff for my skin, and believe it or not, after like one day, my skin was like 80% better, and I got like a certain like a liquid that I put on my skin that I had to wash off after an hour, and it brought back the color to my skin, because usually my skin is very dry and it's like pale because I scratch off the pigments, I guess. And they gave me some powders that I had to mix together that was specifically made for me, and these were like 4 or 5 different powders I had to mix together and eat with honey. So I had to make like a little, like a slime or something out of it. And I had to eat it before breakfast and after dinner. After breakfast and after dinner. And then also some tablets I had to take, which were like made out of 50 different herbs. And it was 2 different ones. So it's like 100 different herbs. It's kind of like homeopathy, if anybody heard of that, like a lot of different small ingredients that make a big difference, I guess. And I've tried homeopathy, it never really worked for me either, but this worked really, really well. I actually, when I was staying at the yoga center at the beginning, it wasn't wasn't like my skin was getting really well. It was getting better, but I would still itch, I would still scratch, and it wasn't super good. But after taking the Siddha Medicine, I was like right away healing very, very quickly. And so I did that for 30 days, and then I had to leave the ashram, and it was hard for me to continue doing it. But the truth be told, my skin is so much better now that if it comes back sometimes, then I usually know why. Sometimes it's because I've been like sitting in the sun while I'm working and my skin just doesn't like it, I guess, or it's hard to explain some things. You just know when they irritate you, then I start scratching, so I know I have to change something, and then I change it and it stops. And now my skin is pretty good. If you can see, it has been a little worse for some time. This is my arm, this is like my neck. Yesterday I was actually scrubbing off all my skin at the hammam here because I'm in Morocco, so they really scrub off your skin, so that's why it's actually looks a little worse than usually. But if you compare it to how it usually looked, it was much worse. It was all red, and it was just, really horrible. And now it's like I'm almost cured of it. I mean, I still get it here and there if I'm like traveling or if I'm working too much. It comes back. But still, I'm not taking the medicine right now also because I'm traveling. I forgot my stuff at home. So it's not like I should have to take it all the time. They said if I take it for 2-3 months every day, it'll go away forever, but I've not been able to keep it up. I don't know why. Honestly, I'm usually very good with these kind of things, but for some reason I've not been taking it as faithfully. Maybe because I didn't get the same cream or liquid, and I'm a little disappointed because they didn't have the same one, and they say that you have to take the same thing over and over, and I've not been taking it all the time, to be honest. But I guess it's because it was getting so much better that you kind of forget doing it. When it's healed, you kind of forget taking it. That's kind of what happened to me. So next time I spend some more time in the ashram, I'll just do it, because in the normal day to day, it's just not been so much on my consciousness all the time, which is strange because I usually have such bad skin that you would think I would think about it. But once it's gone, it's gone. You kind of out of mind, out of vision. You kind of forget that you even had it, and then you don't do it anymore. You don't take your medicine. So if you do take your medicine, try to really stick to it and keep doing it, because I didn't understand how important it is to keep doing it, because your elements, whatever imbalance you have, it takes a certain time until it fully recuperates. So it hasn't happened for me, but I'm 100% sure it would happen if I would have done it every day for 2-3 months maybe, or even just one mandala of 48 days or 90 days, which I done, which helped a lot. But it wasn't enough because I was having a stronger imbalance. So it'll take some more time, but I'm very faithful that it will get a lot better. And truthfully, also the Buddha Shuddhi I do every day, it does a lot of miracles as well. I feel like only doing that might just do the trick for me on the long run, because it just brings a lot of balance to my elemental system, and the fire in me just gets, I can feel it, how it just kind of gets more calm and not so active, because it used to be too active, the fire in me. So if you have any kind of issues with your life, it's definitely worth trying the Siddhi doctors. Health issues in your life. So I would recommend you trying that. You will have to go to India probably. I don't know if they have it in the US ashram. Probably not. And it's pretty amazing how quick changes happens. I had also 2 other friends who had dermatitis in the ashram, and they all had a fire imbalance. So if you have dermatitis, it's probably fire imbalance. and they all had miraculous, quick healings from it. They had it. Everyone had it also in a different spot. One friend had it on his fingers, other one had it on his feet, and I have it on my armpits and on my neck a little bit. So everyone had this fire imbalance, and everyone got a different treatment, slightly different. Some people had to take their powders, which is also different than the powders I got, with hot water. Some people had to do them before they eat food, some after they eat food. So everything's different. They take other pills, other little tablets, which are just like pressed, condensed herbs. So it's really miraculous how this works. I don't really know how it works, but that's why it's very it's very miraculous and mystical to me, and mysterious, this whole thing. So I hope this video could help you a little bit, and if you have any health issues, be sure to check out Siddha Medicine. You'll have to go to the ashram for that, and I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment below if you have any experience with Siddha Medicine. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the other side.